previous explanation what I made about the principle of isolation of PGPR from rhizospheric soils. Now we are going to do the experiment. Initially we will be collecting the plants. We have to uproot the plant and get the rhizospheric soil. So I think we have many plants which have been uprooted to collect the rhizospheric soil. Why we are interested in collecting the rhizospheric soil? Already I have explained. You can find the soil particles adhering to the root. So we have to collect that soil sample which is adhering to the root. That will be a rich source for PGPR isolation. So first we have taken one plant for today's experiment. I think we will have the demonstration. Please collect the soil sample into a petri dish without cutting the root. This is the first basic step. Please remember, we cannot take the soil which is around the plant. We are taking soil only from the roots. After we collect the soil sample, we need to weigh the soil. Approximately it should be 1 gram. So now we have finished the scraping. Now we will go for the weighing. Approximately the soil sample should be 1 gram. On balance, we will weigh this. Once we collect the soil sample, now we will start our experiment. Now this has to be done under aseptic conditions. So here we have our arrangement for the practical. We will put on the burner with the burner. I think as microbiology students, you are all aware the importance of aseptic conditions. We are trying to isolate microorganisms. So if we don't follow this condition, then we may have many organisms which may not be coming from the rhizospheric source. Hence, first we will take this soil sample. Now add this soil sample into the sterile distilled water. So slowly you can put your soil sample into the sterile water. Yeah. Now we need to mix it. I think because soil has a tendency to sediment down, we need a homogeneous suspension of this. So in order to mix thoroughly, we can also use vortex mixture. Thorough mixing is essential because we need to get all the particles under suspension. Most of the time the microorganisms may be adhered. So thorough mixing will help us to get the particles and organisms in suspension. And now this we will start for our serial dilution. So I think first step I will be showing, then she will be practicing it. So take 1 ml micropipette. Since I have already explained, all these tubes which we are taking for serial dilution are taken with the 9 ml of sterile water. Now from stock we are trying to transfer 1 ml one by one. That is what is the serial dilution. So from the stock, please watch carefully. Draw 1 ml. Place it. Pick up the first tube which is written as 10 to the power of -1. Then aseptically transfer with the micropipette into this. So you can find this, now it is looking turbid. So to get thorough mixing, you have to vortex it once again. Yeah. So first transfer I did. Now this is 1:10 dilution. Now from here with the same tip I am transferring again 1 ml into the next tube. So to avoid confusion, please leave one gap and check take the next tube. So now I am picking up 10 to the power of -2. Open the cotton plug, transfer 1 ml. Again close it and vortex it. I think now the continuation she will be demonstrating. So why are we doing this serial dilution? Is to decrease the population of microbes which are available in the rhizosphere, and we want to isolate only single colonies. So in order to avoid the growth of all the organisms, we are carrying out this serial dilution. Yes. So two precautions you have to take when you are taking. You need to mix thoroughly. If you are not mixing, then you may not be getting the proper dilution. So ensure you will vortex, and transfer also it should be aseptically done. For 1 to 2 minutes you have to vortex, and this is how the entire serial dilutions will be carried out. Yeah, next tube. After we complete this thing, we will go for plating. So at the end of the serial dilution, the last tube will be having more volume, because it is a higher dilution. We needn't bother. Now at the end of this, we will keep our, meanwhile I have kept the plates, Newton agar plates and PDA plates ready for plating purpose. So we'll just wait for the dilution to be completed, and then we will go for the plating exercise. Now here we are not doing the isolation in liquid, we are doing only on the solid surface. The purpose of plating the samples is to get the colony morphology study. So you will be getting different types of bacterial colonies growing on the petty plates. Based on the colony morphology, you can identify whether it is a bacterial, whether it is fungal, or whether it is actinomycetes. And then these plates are further used for characterization of PGPR. So we need to incubate the plates minimum 1 to 2 days. Sometimes you may get immediate growth, and sometimes you may not be getting immediate growth. So now we will do the plating. After completion of the serial dilution, we are starting the next step, that is plating. Plating is done with the help of a spreader. First, you have to take 0.1 ml of your serial dilutions and then put it on the Newton agar plate. Then sterilize this glass rod, dry it, and then spread it. Okay, start. So be careful when you are using the spirit, which it may have the danger of catching the fire. Keep the rod aside. Take the sample, 0.1 ml of sample to spread from the first dilution. Yes. We are taking only higher dilutions for plating. So 10 to the power of minus 7, 10 to the power of minus 8. So to avoid, we are taking higher dilutions. 10 to the power of minus 7, 8, 9 and 10 are required for our experiment. So we will be showing one plating, how to take the sample. Yeah. Draw the sample from the tube. Keep the tube aside, open the lid partially and put the sample at the center. Yeah. Now discard the tip which has been used into the dispenser, that is Dettol water, and then with the glass rod what we have already sterilized, slowly spread it on the agar surface. So why we are doing this in between two flames is to avoid further contamination of the samples, right? Ensure the sample is thoroughly spread onto the surface of the nutrient agar plates, and then we will go for the next. In this way, you have to take 4 samples, 10 to the power of minus 7 to 10 to the power of minus 10, and you will be spreading onto the plates. After this, we will be incubating the plates at 37 degrees centigrade for 1 to 2 days until we get the colonies on the plates. After we get the colonies on the petit plates, now we have the next activity. Next activity is we need to make a table, write the type of colonies what we have, do colony morphology studies, the pattern of their growth, and then we will be doing what is called as gram staining reaction, whether they are gram positive or gram negative organisms, and then on PDA plates we can also study the morphology of different fungal organisms which are coming. So we will incubate the plates whatever we have spread into the incubator and wait for the results. After we get the results, then the next activity will start. So today we have just shown you the procedure of isolation of PGPR from the rhizospheric soil samples. We have to wait. Once we get our results from the obtained colonies, we will go for the next activity.